Hi, I'm Kiran Lenz from GTB, and I'm so excited because today I had the honor of interviewing Darren Criss. And if you don't recognize his name, you absolutely would recognize him if you saw him in his character in Glee as Blaine. And you probably have heard him on the radio and seen him in one of the many movies or TV shows. He's also on Broadway. He's voice acting. He's a singer-songwriter everywhere. And he spoke with us today and shared some of his music. Do you know about GTB at all?
No.
I don't know if you know the connection. So we are we are the marketing advertising partners of Ford. So
okay, well that's big. You know,
yeah,
I've heard of them.
Yeah, big Ford people. Have you seen on the news recently the big reveal of the F-150 Lightning BEV? And I won't ask you any more car questions after that.
Let's pretend I haven't.
Okay.
You can tell.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's been all the buzz here because in Detroit, and I mean, even the president came down to Detroit to visit the plant where it's being manufactured. And of course, being the marketing partners that we are, that's what we've been really focused on the last few weeks. So it's been really exciting. And
I'm just so excited for Detroit, man. I'm even seeing Dean's little picture there. He's got that Detroit, Tigers on the symbol on there. But I think even though I'm not from there, my dad, I would say my dad's from Detroit, even though he was born in Pittsburgh. I have such a fondness for the city, growing up in a city myself, knowing Detroit's kind of rise and fall and the history of it. And my grandfather was kind of tied into that in the automotive world. And like all great cities, the pendulum kind of swings back and forth. And watching the past 10 years, Detroit kind of exponentially slingshotting back has been really, really exciting because I love Detroit. So it's just seeing it get back on its feet. And obviously, Ford's a big part of that. That's all awesome and super exciting. When
you think of Detroit, you always hear of Motown, of course, and influences like Madonna and so forth. So that was actually one of my questions I was really curious about, because in listening to your songs, some groups, anytime they come on the radio, it's from them because they have a certain similarity in their music. Sure. But hearing your music, every song, I wouldn't know, it was necessarily for me because it has very distinct sound to it. Reminds me of Madonna. I mean, she's constantly reinventing herself, right?
I'll take it. Sure.
Yeah. Well, where are your musical influences from?
So this is a question that I think all musicians get, particularly songwriters. Mm-hmm. And I always like to note the difference between inspirations and influence, because to me, and you didn't ask that per se, but I just want to draw that line really quick because I am the kind of guy that I'm inspired by everything, for better or for worse. Everything is fucking cool to me. Every genre, every period of time, every song, there's something to be derived. If you're a chef and you go to any restaurant, even if it's a bad restaurant, you're interested in why and the how and the ingredients of everything, between all cuisines, between all levels of luxury. So that's kind of how I look at music. So everything influences me because it's all inspiring. So it's tough because talk about fertile ground of a city. I always say that the most important years of a musician's life, whether they're conscious of it or not, is between 12 and 21. It's the sponge fertile ground years where everything that's popular that gets to you becomes the most bulletproof, perfect song you've ever heard in your life, because you're feeling these emotions for the first time and experience them. And forever into your later life, you will contextualize these nostalgic songs with a really pure part of your life. So for me, that was, the mid to late 90s alternative rock music. And that was just a big part of my life, because playing the guitar and, drums and everything, I wanted to be Kurt Cobain. I wanted to be, I wanted to be in Soundgarden. I wanted to play with these rock bands. But I also loved musical theater, and I loved as a kid, Cole Porter and Gershwin and the American Songbook standards. So they all lived in this kind of different, cool place. And so my entire life has been, my mission has been to kind of trying to find the common denominators of everything. I do this with acting. I try and find the common denominators between a character and the audience. And for a lot of people, and they do this for organizational reasons, they have to categorize things just so they can make sense of it all. For me, it's all the same thing. I hear Cole Porter, I just hear chords and great lyrics. I hear Nirvana, I hear chords, great lyrics. And then at the end of the day, it's all the same you know, there's a piano right there. It's 12 notes. There's 12 notes and you can move around in an infinite amount of ways. It's just music. So having said all of this, I had like everything was interesting to me, which is why, as you mentioned, the songs kind of feel all over the place. That was extraordinarily deliberate. This is a song, usually I play things in a different order, but this is too delicious of a setup for me not to follow through. This is a song called I Can't Dance, and it's a full-blown nod to, you know, classic new wave and disco. Not the same thing, but I put them both in the same song. The song is very much about dualities. It's about, it's a very cheeky, self-aware song, but I'm performing as two different characters in high fashion society. Someone who is tired of being dragged around and someone who is perhaps a bit spoiled and drags this person around. This may not be apparent to the listener, but that's how it was crafted. It's definitely, if it gives you overtones of, I don't know, one Mr. Bowie or Pet Shop Boys, these are all nods to them. And this is that song. Let me share my audio here. This is a very funky song called I Can't Dance. And here's the trick. When you hear the title, I Can't Dance, the idea is to make you dance. Here we go.
I can't dance. I can't dance anymore. Another night in Paris, on someone else's tab. You never had it all so bad. The sun comes up too early, the service comes too late. You never had to sit and wait. I wear my fine couture design. I'm on display, New York, LA. I want the show, first class, front row. If you put me in the back, then I would rather die than go. I can't dance. I can't dance anymore. I can't dance, dance. I can't dance anymore, dance anymore, no. You started out in London, or was it Belarus? I know you get the two confused. They flew you out to Florence, they didn't send a car. Do they even know who you are? I wear my fine couture design. If not for sale, I'm unavailable. C'est bon, c'est chic, they kiss my cheek. But as for me, oh, mettre les points sur la i. I can't dance. I can't dance anymore. I can't dance, dance. I can't dance anymore, dance anymore. No. I wear my fine couture design. If not for sale, I'm unavailable. C'est bon, c'est chic, they kiss my cheek. I can't dance. I can't dance anymore. I can't dance. No, I can't dance. My fine couture. I can't dance anymore. I'm unavailable. C'est bon, c'est chic, they kiss my cheek. I can't dance. No.
This is Running Around, very different from the first one. I think the video might give you a better sense of kind of the song's attitude. Here we go.
All the time you took from my pocket, all the love I gave, but you dropped it. Oh my God, I know I can't stop it now. All the fights you started, stab my back, say you're a martyr. Oh my God, I know I can't stop it now. You're running around, don't know why. I'm still looking through your pictures. Am I feeling good about it? What you think? What you think? Check myself, I hate that I need this. Tell myself that I can defeat this. Every time you leave me wanting you more. Tell you off, swear that I mean it. Come right back, tear me to pieces. Throw my hands up, oh sweet Jesus. What am I doing this for? You're running around. Don't know why I stay running around. I can't get away, running around. Kills me every day, running around, bringing me down. Yeah, you're running. Break it down. Oh my God, I know I can't stop it. Oh my God, I know I can't stop it now. Pocket Queen. Running around. Don't know why I stay running around. I can't get away. You're running around. Kills me every day. You're running around, bringing me down. Yeah, you're running. You're running around. You're running around, bringing me down. Yeah, you're running.
For a night like this.
For a night like this. This one is dedicated, yeah, to the dedicated. Been a long, long year. We made it through. Wouldn't be here now if not for you. And we come so far. It's safe to say, baby, we deserve to celebrate. Breaking the bank to break down the door. Go hard until we can't anymore. Break out the bottle that we were saving for a night like this. You got your party dress on, I got my favorite kicks. We got it all together for a night like this. So come a little closer, give me another kiss. We waited for forever for a night like this. Been a hard, hard road, shown up to fight it. But it's a brand new day, and everyone's invited. So turn the music up, love is in the air. Baby, raise your cup, feel it everywhere. We're breaking the bank to break down the door. Go hard until we can't anymore. Break out the body that we were saving for a night like this. You got your party dress on, I got my favorite kicks. We got it all together for a night like this. So come a little closer, give me another kiss. We waited for forever for a night like this. 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 For a night like. Hand in hand we're dancing right into the best days of our lives. Finally got it right. You got your party dress on, I got my favorite kicks. We got it all together for a night like this. So come a little closer, give me another kiss. We waited for forever for a night like this. So sophisticated, one day we'll reminisce. We got it all together for a night like this. So come a little closer, give me another kiss. We waited for forever for a
I will have an endless amount of questions, but I know we do have time. So some of them that I wanted to ask, because, well, you talked about you're not familiar with the ad world. Now, I know you worked with Ryan Reynolds and Wayward Guide. And were you familiar with his company that he opened?
The joke is Ryan Reynolds is not in Wayward Guide. I played a guy like from a hick town that is some conspiracy theorist, and his name is Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And the only reason why this like the leads of the show like take his calls because they think it's actual Ryan Reynolds. And he shows up and it's this like kind of, you know, borderline nut job. And they're like, what have we done? And they're trying to explain to him that there's an actor named Ryan Reynolds, of which, of course, as comedy would have it, he's supremely unaware of.
Do you have like a next venture, you know, uncharted territory that you'd like to go into? And then 2, if you weren't a performing artist, if this never happened, what do you see like you could have been or would have done?
Let's start with the first question. When I left college, had I just doubled down on being a musician, I think I would have had a very different career, as opposed to just double down on being an actor or either one. It does take its toll because, you know, one of the children is going to become neglected and grow in a different way. So it is sort of the give and take of choosing to be like a multi-hyphenate, you know, whether I'm succeeding at it or not is irrelevant to the fact that it is what drives me. You know, if I'm not acting, doing music, and likewise for the other one. For me, I'm just focusing on trying to establish whatever flag I can in the music space. I've been kind of picking away at it a little bit over the past 10 years. And so I'm kind of making up for lost time, not lost time, just time I was investing in acting in music, and really just trying to let people know that this is a massive part of my identity. Writing music, producing music is like what I do. And I have not been neglecting it, but it's been, the hose has been held for too long. And so trying to get that out there is just a big part of my MO right now. As far as things that I would be doing if I wasn't a performing artist, the most common denominator for me in life is to minimize the distance between an idea or just between people, really. I am a connector. I like people being friends. I'm that person that insists this friend hang out with that friend. I'm that person that throws the parties with people that don't know each other. I like trying to make everybody's experience of life more accessible to each other.
So I think this would probably be about, it's called This or That, and
Okay.
it's all PG. It's all PG. If you don't
These are
want
hard
to,
for me.
if you don't want to answer, you know, you can't decide between crunchy and smooth peanut butter, you can absolutely say pass or both or neither. I'm not going to hold you to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Brisk walk or leisurely stroll?
Leisurely stroll.
Glinda or Alphaba?
Alphaba. Nah,
Piano
Glinda.
Piano or keyboard?
I'm going to say both on that last one. Both. Piano or keyboard? Piano.
Bohemian Rhapsody or We Will Rock You?
Oh, I mean, Bohemian Rhapsody.
D sharp or E flat?
Oh, wow. Okay, let me think
This
about
is deep.
this. Probably E flat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ford Mustang or Ford F-150?
Mustang. Keep it classic.
Nice. This is a hard one. Tangled or Frozen?
Tangled.
I so agree.
Yeah.
I could write a book on that, and people don't get it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Minimalist or cottagecore?
Cottagecore. Nope.
So now this is the last and hardest one because
Yes,
there's
and we'll end
different
it
people.
with a tune.
Right.
Yes.
Well, 2 types of people in this world,
Okay.
and this will determine what kind you are. Die Hard, Christmas movie,
Christmas
or
movie.
not? Yes.
Christmas movie.
Thank you.
Christmas movie.
Thank you
Thank-
so much. It was
thank
an
you.
absolute delight.
Thank you, Kiran. Go Blue. And thank you everybody else that was here. And I know there's some Midwesterners. It's great. Again, we have Dean. I saw some Chicago. I started my theater company in Chicago out of school. A lot of love for Chicago as well. But again, thank you. If I didn't articulate this properly at the beginning, I really do appreciate everybody's time and for listening to these songs, because you have to listen to a lot of shit. And so hopefully it was somewhat entertaining and useful to your ears. And if you don't use it for anything in your professional life, hopefully you can rock them in your personal life, just dancing around the house. That's also perfectly acceptable.
That is an absolute given. Thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure and honor.
Thank you. Likewise. Pleasure's mine, guys. Have a great weekend.